starter's on his rostrum. Runners are about to make a line. Approaching the tape. They're off for the Doncaster Bloodstock Sales Young Horse Point-to-Point Championship. They go to the first of 15 fences. Alexander Zone and Overlord are the front two, followed by Athos and Always Right, with Charming Knight to the inside, then Sadler's Way. They square up to the first fence, and all 6 runners clear it. So they're now going towards the back straight, steady pace being set by Stuart Ross aboard Alexander Zone. Overlord in second, then just over a length to Charming Knight, who sits to the inside of the grey Athos, and the last 2 are Always Right and Sadler's Way. So they move to the open ditch on the back straight. Alexander Zone coming to it from Overlord, and Charming Knight, Athos, Sadler's Way and Always Right. Now for another plain fence. Alexander Zone by a couple of lengths, and Athos has blundered there. Good recovery from Tom Oates on board the grey Athos. So that was the first scary moment, but they're now running towards the 4th obstacle, which is on the side, and the 6 runners go to it with Alexander Zone steering the course to this plain fence from Charming Knight and Rose Davidson the inside as the green and red jacket, followed by Overlord, green and white quarters to the outer, then Athos, followed by the maroon of Always Right, and Sadler's Way is last of the 6. So they turn in, and they're about to encounter another ditch. Alexander Zone coming to it, picks up in front of Charming Knight the inside. On the outer is Overlord, then Athos, Always Right. Just got it a bit tight to the ditch. Sadler's Way is last. Plain fence looming up. Alexander Zone by a couple of lengths to Charming Knight, the inside of Athos and Overlord. Then Always Right and Sadler's Way. Jumping the 7th, and Alexander Zone continues to make the running on the run to the water jump. There's about a length to Overlord, who sits to the outside of Charming Knight. Then Athos ahead of Always Right and Sadler's Way. They're at the water. Alexander Zone picked up in front, and Always Right a little on the sluggish side at the water. So now they turn right-handed, and it's Alexander Zone going to the 9th fence with a lead of about a length and a half. Athos is splitting Charming Knight and Overlord. They're followed by Sadler's Way and Always Right. And this is the 9th, Alexander Zone, by just over a length. Landed on all 4s there. Alexander Zone out in front of Charming Knight, Athos, Overlord, Sadler's Way. Around the turn, Always Right, the back marker. And now they go to the 10th, which is another ditch. They're still fairly well grouped. And Alexander Zone being taken on by Charming Knight and Sadler's Way. Athos is just in behind them. And then Always Right ahead of Overlord. Overlord just being shaken up, getting outpaced a little. Now Always Right in the maroon jacket to the inside, making good progress to try and vie for the lead at that plain fence. And it was Alexander Zone joined by Always Right and Charming Knight, and Always Right and Charming Knight have taken over. Alexander Zone drops to 3rd and is pushed along. Athos still on the premises. Sadler's Way is being driven along and is several lengths clear now of Overlord. Going to the 4th last, the cross fence, and Always Right is disputing it with Charming Knight. Sadler's Way still on the premises, Athos in behind them. Always Right got a little tight there on the rail. So they turn the corner, and it is Charming Knight and Rose Davidson to the outside of Always Right. These 2 make the approach to the 3rd last. 2 lengths to Athos, is being chased in by Alexander Zone and Sadler's Way, and then Overlord, and that was the ditch. 3 from the finish. They run down towards the 2nd last. Looking back, Overlord's been pulled up, and it's Charming Knight Knight between horses, Always Right to the far side. Athos the Grey putting in a spirited effort as they come towards the second last, and it was Always Right who touched down in front of Charming Knight. These two now trying to pull clear of Athos. They run down towards the last. Always Right and Charming Knight. Always Right landing with a narrow advantage, just drifting to the centre of the track is Charming Knight. They're on the run in. They booted on from Athos and Sadler's Way. They're into the last furlong, and Always Right is what its last 3 races under point-to-point rules is stretching away. Always Right goes on to win. Always Right looks a nice prospect. Charming Knight back in second place. Athos third, and Sadler's Way fourth.